Good evening. Today we'll discuss current affairs, various important current affairs from last 1 week that has happened. In the last week, we have seen major important issues like Catalonian referendum and independence. Last week, we have seen various articles on marital rape in the newspaper and various articles relating to Gujarat elections and other things. So we'll discuss each an important topic last week which appeared in the newspaper. First thing, what is Kuznets curve? What is Kuznets curve? Kuznet Kuznet curve. Kuznets curve in economics, Kuznets curve in environment. There are two different Kuznets curves. A curve, Kuznets curve is a curve in economics used to demonstrate the hypothesis that economic growth initially leads to greater inequality. In the later levels, economic growth reduces inequality. Kuznets curve says in the initial levels, economic growth increases inequality. In the later levels, economic growth decreases inequality. That means if your growth goes to a faster pace after a later date, the effects of growth, the fruits of growth will trickle down. Then inequalities will reduce. Inequalities will get reduced. This is called Kuznets curve in economics. Kuznets curve in environment means, or environmental Kuznets curve means, this Kuznets curve issue appeared in 1 week back Hindu paper with respect to an article economic growth, economic development, an alternative perspective. In this article, Kuznets curve in environment appeared. Kuznets curve in environment appeared. The environmental Kuznets curve shows the relationship between economic progress and environmental degradation. After a certain period, when a country grows economically, when growth rate grows, and when there's a good growth numbers, like double digit growth numbers, in that country, environmental protection also increases. In that country, environmental protection also increases. So, as you grow economically, you can also grow environmentally, and environmental protection also increases. The environmental Kuznets curve shows an increasing pollution with the initial development, but with greater economic development, by furthering good growth rates and PPP purchasing power parity, we can definitely bring down environmental pollution. We can definitely bring down environmental pollution. So Kuznets curve in environment means with the growing rates in economy, with the growing rates in economy, we can better deal with environment also, and environmental pollution can be decreased with the Kuznets curve. With the Kuznets curve, that is increasing the growth rates, we can decrease environmental pollution. This is Kuznets curve. Very important bit in GS prelims. Next, Girija Devi died. Girija Devi died. Padma Vibhushan awardee. Tumri singer. Girija Devi was a famous singer in Tumri music. Thumri. Tumri music. Girija Devi is a famous singer in Tumri music. She also got three important awards: Padma Shri 1972, Padma Vibhushan 1989, Padma Bhushan 1989, Padma Vibhushan 2016, Padma Shri 1972, Padma Bhushan 1989, Padma Vibhushan 2016. She is very famous in Banaras Gharana. She is a very famous singer in Banaras Gharana. Tumri, a form of classical music. You may get a prelims question on Tumri because Girija Devi died. Tumri, a form of classical music, considered as a lighter, easier than the rest of Hindustani classical music. Tumri is a form of classical music considered as lighter, easier than the rest of Hindustani classical music. Musical experts call Tumri as semi classical music, not completely classical, but semi classical music. In prelims, you may get a question. Tumri is also considered as semi classical music. Yes, Tumri is considered as semi classical music. The term Tumri is derived from the Hindi verb. It is derived from the Hindi word, which means to walk to walk with dancing steps. Tumri means to walk with dancing steps so as to make the ankle bells tinkle. So as to make the ankle bells tinkle. Generally, while dancing, we will wear ankle bells. Walking like dancing so as to make the ankle bells tinkle. This is the meaning of Tumri in Hindi. This is the meaning of Tumri in Hindi. Tumri singer Girja Devi died. So for that reason, we made a question on Tumri. Tumri is a musical form. It is connected with the dance dramatic gestures. It connects with the dance, connects with dramatic gestures. Mild erotism, evocative, love poetry, and folk songs. Particularly, Tumri music will be in the language of generally in the words jargon of Uttar Pradesh. So Tumri music you can relate to mostly to Uttar Pradesh. Though most of the uh, mm, speakers, singers sing in Tumri sings, but in Uttar Pradesh it is a very famous thing, and you can connect Tumri with Uttar Pradesh. Next important thing, next important current affair: United States of America, USA withdraws itself from UNESCO. Withdraws itself from UNESCO, United Nations Educational, Scientific, Cultural Organization. It withdraws itself from UNESCO. The reason, the open reason, and the important reason is UNESCO is following certain anti-Israeli issues, anti-Israeli bias. So US does not want to contribute to UNESCO, does not want to be a member in UNESCO. US said it would like to remain involved as non-member observer state. US wanted to remain as non-member observer state than a member state. So non-member observer state will allow US to engage in debates and activities. US now even engage in debates and activities, but US will not have any voting rights. It will engage in debates and activities, but it will not have any voting rights. UNESCO is very important. UNESCO's headquarters are located in Paris. The headquarters of UNESCO are located in Paris. The Director General of UNESCO is Irina Bokova. Irina Bokova. UNESCO is best known for the World Heritage Program. UNESCO is best known for the World Heritage Program, which helps to maintain major cultural sites around the globe. UNESCO is best known for the World Heritage Program, which helps to maintain major cultural sites around the globe. This is a very important bit on UNESCO, where USA withdraw itself from UNESCO. Next important current affair is International Criminal Court. We have a court called International Criminal Court in Hague. ICJ, International Court of Justice, is different from International Criminal Court. Don't get confused. ICJ is a principal judicial organ of UNO. International Court of Justice is a principal judicial organ of the UNO. ICC, International Criminal Court, is different. Both ICJ and ICC are located in Hague, but both are different, and jurisdiction of both is different. Don't get confused between ICC and ICJ. Even the approach is different. The trial is different from ICC and ICJ. Recently, Burundi, 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 a small country in Africa, Burundi becomes the first country to leave International Criminal Court. Burundi becomes first country to leave International Criminal Court. ICC is located in Hague, Netherlands. It has an authority to prosecute into crimes against humanity, genocide, crimes of grave concern, crimes against humanity, genocide, crimes of grave concern. South Africa, Gambia, Burundi wanted to come out of ICC. South Africa, Gambia, Burundi wanted to come out of ICC, but only now Burundi have become the first country to come out of ICC. So very important prelims question. Which country came out for the first time from ICC? That is Burundi. Very important prelims question. Next important question is, recently Indian Ministry of External Affairs or Ministry of External Affairs in India launched Ask the Spokesperson Initiative. Ask the Spokesperson Initiative on Twitter. On Twitter. So, Ministry of External Affairs wanted to bring awareness about foreign policy to its citizens. So, it created a new Twitter uh, account, Ask the Spokesperson Initiative, to create better awareness and understanding of foreign policy. To create better awareness and understanding of foreign policy issues to general public. Ask the Spokesperson Initiative will be a regular feature to engage and educate the public about foreign policy matters. To engage and educate the public about foreign policy matters in simplified terms. It will be held every 2 months. It will be held every 2 months. The ministry invites questions from public. The External Affairs Ministry invites questions from public on India's foreign policy, and selected questions will be responded by the official spokesperson. So public will give questions, questions will be invited from the public, and selected questions will be answered by official spokesperson. Very important current affair. Ask the Spokesperson Initiative. Ask the Spokesperson Initiative launched by Ministry of External Affairs to create awareness in the foreign policy. And the next important current affair this week is recapitalization. 2.11 lakh crore. 2.11 lakh crore is being funded to the banks. It is being funded to the banks. In recapitalization, you have various issues. Issue number one, NPS, non-performing assets. Issue number two, where from the entire funding comes. Issue number three, Basel 3 norms. Basel 3 norms. Issue number four, if at all any fiscal deficit comes out of this, how government is going to address this. These four issues to be addressed. And in the recapitalization, you have to prepare about the things how government is going to fund the recapitalization money, 2.11 lakh crores. And second thing, what is Basel 3 norm? What do you mean by capital adequacy ratio? What do you mean by capital adequacy ratio? Also should know the difference between stressed assets and non-performing assets. Also you should know the difference between stressed asset and non-performing asset. I'm going to make a different video on entire recapitalization within today or tomorrow. And then the other important current affairs this week is Bharatmala project. Bharatmala project is a road connectivity project, and to connect India, to increase economic corridors, northeast connectivity, focus on feeder connectivity, hinterland connectivity, and connectivity with the express highways, everything around 83,000 square kilometers of roads are being planned, and around the total cost of Bharatmala project is 7 lakh crores. It is done phase by phase. It's going to do it done phase by phase, and it will come in GS3. Bharatmala project comes in GS3 means in infrastructure. And for prelims, the targets of Bharatmala project are very important. And in India, if you observe, We have Sagarmala, port development. Sagarmala, port development, major port and minor port. And we have recent Udan, Uday Desh Ka Am Nagrik, that is new civil aviation policy, regional connectivity scheme. That's also equally important. And if you see railway reforms, if you can connect, we are going with Bharatmala, that is road connectivity, Sagarmala, port connectivity, Udan scheme, air connectivity, railway reforms, and bullet trains, all those things. Apart from that, we have inland waterway development. Recently, inland waterway bill 111, 111 waterways, inland waterways, we are trying to reconnect. Inland waterways will also help in bringing down the cost of transportation and environmental friendly transportation. In GS paper 3, for mains, these five areas are very crucial. You have to do mind mapping and should write proper answer on this. And you should develop a structure for this. Bharatmala, Sagarmala, civil aviation policy, inland waterway, and railway reforms and rail connectivity. All these things comes under infrastructure and transportation. Kindly read this. This is a very important topic for this year's exam. Apart from that, you have two important visits this week. One is Rex Tillerson's visit, second is Ashraf Ghani's visit. US Secretary of State Rex Tillerson have come to India, and in this perspective, there is a small mind mapping between India and US relations with respect to the ongoing international domain. That is number one, China One Belt One Road Initiative. Number two, North Korea and America. Number three, America American President Trump have refused to certify the Iran's nuclear deal, continue the Iran's nuclear deal. That's an issue. And America wanted to come out of TPP. Already it announced the coming about out of TPP. Even America is putting a lot of conditions on NAFTA, North American Free Trade Area, and America wanted to come. Already announced coming out of Paris deal, and America and AFPAC policy. All these things put together, you have to look the perspective of India America relations in the wake of all these developments. TPP, Trans-Pacific Partnership. Second is China, the Doklam issue and OBR issue. The third thing, the recent Japanese elections. Shinzo Abe was victorious again. That also you can connect here. And in India America relations, the AFPAC policy of America, America reintroducing the troops, more number of troops in Afghanistan and its effects on India, and America's North Korea policy in India, America's Iran policy in India. All these things put together, we have to read. Rex Tillerson's visit is historic, and he told transforming the India-US relations for the 100 years. It's good, but you have to connect all the other relations, and then you have to define India-US relations. This is one aspect. Ashraf Ghani's visit to India is also very important. For the first time, India has sent a full shipment of wheat to Afghanistan through Chabahar port without getting connected with the Pakistan. The shipment of wheat to Afghanistan from India as a free gift to Afghanistan through strategic Chabahar port, which is located in the Iran region. Through strategic Chabahar port is very important. You may get a prelims question. The shipment of wheat from which country, from which port? That is Chabahar port. There's a historic between India and Afghanistan. It shows a historic relationship between India and Afghanistan. So this you have to study. India has sent shipment of wheat to Afghanistan through Chabahar port. And next important thing this week is Catalonia. So Catalonian parliament, people voted for referendum and people favored Catalonia's independence, and Catalonian parliament is also asked for passed a resolution for independence, but Spain does not want to send Catalonia out. Spain does not want to have that out because Barcelona, there's an important city in Catalonia which caters 22% of GDP, which caters 22% of the GDP. Now, Spain wants Catalonia as a part of Spain at any cost. This Catalonian issue is very important. And in this perspective, we get a question on referendum. In this perspective, we get a question on referendum. This is also a crucial thing which you have to study. Apart from that, this week, again, newspapers, you have the issue called marital rape that appeared many times that you have to discuss at length in a different session, marital rape. And next important issue is Gujarat model of development, which has been discussed, also discussed at length. And next important issue this week is a recapitalization. Already we have discussed. This is the this week's current affairs. And this week, for the first time in India, PM Modi inaugurated Global Conference on Consumer Protection. Prime Minister Modi inaugurated Global Conference on Consumer Protection. And India is introducing a Consumer Protection Bill, Amendment Bill. Already we have Consumer Protection Act 1986. In India, we have a Consumer Protection Act 1986, again with reference to new requirements of consumers for stringent laws. Consumer Protection Bill has been introduced. So this is going to be a very important topic for prelims, because in prelims you have a issue called rights issue. In prelims you have a topic called rights issue in your polity syllabus. This Consumer Protection Act and the this consumer conference, International Global Consumer Conference, we are going to discuss in the next current affairs class. Thank you very much. I'll be discussing, giving current affairs classes for every 2-3 days, and we'll continue with this till prelims. Thank you.